I just wanted to tell you, YouTube deleted every bit of that I put on that I fed everybody on uh, Skype.
Oh, so did you just send it a minute ago to people? What we just did? Is that what you meant?
I haven't sent our conversation to anyone, but I'm talking about the weather anomaly thing, the manufacturing ship.
Yeah.
YouTube and who's that asshole Bill Gates. They collaborated, and Bill Gates wants a seat at the big boy table too of the minions, and he'll never get that. You know, he's gonna suffer for about a month and a half. He's gonna be in incredible pain.
Had you put the manufacturing ship video on YouTube, on your channel?
I don't think so. No.
No. Okay. That just confused me a bit. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the manufacturing ship.
Yeah.
It's like a roundish blob, and then all of a sudden you watch it and on the video, and then it turns sideways, and this thing comes out. It's the electromagnetic field of a ship that's about 34 times the mass of Spain.
Wow.
It's the drive system for it. Also, I think I've said it, but I was pushing myself to tell you and for our friend to have on his channel that the Sphinx and the pyramids, they were put together like 18,000 years ago. They were finished a little more than 18,000 years ago, and the Sphinx was made to be guardian of Atlantean information and other stuff, and and it had the head of a lion. I like. Is it Graham Cox or something?
Yeah, I know what you mean, Graham. Yeah.
Yeah, he's cool. He's got a lot of good information. I'll help him when I get out of here. But Aaron and the crew, they have the history of the Earth since, many, many, many millions of years ago.
Graham Hancock.
Yeah, that's him. I like him. What was the other thing? Oh yeah. One time there's information here, but this is the way I only know to describe it. One time I was watching a video on YouTube, and the people that had the lights off, and they were taking pictures of orbs. And there was an orb that was moving like this, and then down, and then they said, "Look at that! It's an angel." And they're all getting excited. It's an angel. It's an angel. And I'm looking at it, and I said, "Can't you see that it's a fairy?" I mean, I'm looking right at her, and I guess sometimes I'm stupid. I just, I'm no better than nothing else, but I forget. When I was first starting, I was forgetting that I could see what other people couldn't, My awakening was a process too. But angels, they just, boom, they appear. There they are, boom, they go away. Boom, they appear over here. Boom, boom. They're strong lights, and if you look at the light closely, there's a focal point in the very middle of it. There's one video, 2 videos I put out where you can see the one outside. There was a king of the Fae, and the king of one of the types of Fae, the forest elves. And then the one that was in years ago, that was upstairs in the studio #1, where the Fae went, you could see the orb coming out, and it went behind me, and then all around, and the gentleman, Prometheus Gauntlet or something. He put out that video where he knew how to spot, put circle around stuff and follow it, and people say they're not real, and I'm like, and the gentleman that did that, he was male, in the bedroom, the #1 studio, the bedroom I made for the first studio, I had lights on. I mean, that room was lit up, and you could still see him. He's strong. Oh, wow. Okay. That's the end of this. Anyway, that's some other information I wanted them to have. Aaron's got copies of every video I've ever made. So most all of them are going to be accessible through there.
Is there any information still hiding within the Sphinx, or has it all been stolen?
There's some stuff still in there. A lot of my stuff was in there, but a lot of information. When I say my stuff, as Osirus, and Lily too, or a child that was Cleopatra #7, Anna Schleichinger.
Isis.
Isis, yeah. I don't know what I said. I'm not really here. It's like I have to reach out from a hidden room with a one-way mirror to talk. It's weird. They're just waiting for a couple more things to happen in the physical world. People outing themselves as trash, and then they're not going to be able to hold back, and then I'll be out. Yeah, and there was a lot of, there's buildings underneath there. I mean, rooms and all kinds of stuff. They really butchered the head of the Sphinx, the lion head, so they could make another pharaoh's head, but the lion head itself had really got weathered down. 18,000 years, that's a long time. And Eden was on Atlantis, on the northeastern under part of it, closer to Egypt, and it was beautiful. And Poseidon literally means land mover.
Yeah.
I walked around on 2 legs. It was when I was the king of the merman, Neptune. That's when I had the trident. And there's another one, Pachacamac. It flew across the YouTube when I'm sitting in my chair when I'm not unconscious. I was Pachacamac or something like that. And I think it's South American. One of the gods they made to God, like when I was Kukulkan or Quetzalcoatl. It's not a god, it's a person, but when they don't understand, they don't understand. But I would, as Pachacamac, I would turn my head and put out a real deep cough. And when I did that, then part of my energy outside of the body would literally make an earthquake.
Oh, wow.
And that's why they said I was a god. Oh, it's all silly. No such thing as a God.
Hmm.
But anyway, it's all coming out. Everything's changing. Wow. All right. If people ever knew who they were and what was really going on, there never would have been a need for a God.
Hmm.
They would have said, "Get me the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Why are you doing this to me?" That's why no one was ever allowed to know what's going on. And that's why when I came, it's like a lot of people say I'm talking garbage. And then I told them I was not like that. And people started saying, you told me this a year and a half ago, and here it is happening. I'm like, yeah.
Hmm.
It's like, not like so it doesn't mean anything to me, but it's just, I don't understand because it's, I just say what is.
Yes.
Sometimes people get mad at me. You told me that before. I said, okay, well, I told you again. I guess I'm right. God damn.
Exactly.
Leave me alone. I'm trying to help.
Hmm. Yes.
Sometimes people, because everyone had this image of this God thing, that I'm supposed to be this additional perfect, and I'm like, what the hell are you thinking?
Hmm.
It's incorrect.
Hmm.
There's no such thing as that. If you tell people they can be perfect and they can't ever be perfect, that'll leave them frustrated. That'll screw them up. That'll give them all kinds of abuse. Anyway, that's why after I would tell people stuff and it happened, and worse than that is I'd keep telling them stuff and it keep making sense.
Hmm.
And they were like, so many of them told me, said, Jay, I swear the more I listen to you, the more I understand, the more sense it makes. And I said, great. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to help you realize what's really going on. No one's ever said that before. Because I'm the only thing that's big and bad enough to tell it to you without being beat to hell. Which I still get beat, but you
I
got
think
this.
for a lot of people listening to you, when they then tune into the TV or something, is then like trying to hold on to what you're saying. It's like trying to move upstream. There's a constant
Yeah.
bombardment whenever we're not listening to you, and then so that's where the disconnect comes, and that's where confusion and disorientation comes, because you're not on 24/7, and so we have to operate with the rest of the world the rest
Yeah.
of the time.
And it's like that. The back when I wrote the first book of the creation series, you've heard me say a few times that the head editor of the whole company was the one who was doing my book. And she called me up and I said, oh, crap, I'm in trouble. It's like I thought Deanna and her dad helped me get any cussing or anything out of it. And she said, I wanted to talk to you for a minute about your book. And I'm like, okay, here it comes. And she said, this information is nowhere. And I said, yes, ma'am, correct. It's the here now, but it's never been anywhere. Never through creation has this information been released. And of course, it was time now, because now's when I was going to make all the changes. Now's when I was going to destroy everything that got in the way and change creation, change its format. So she said, she's been an ardent reader since she was 11. She's read everything. She started reading, she said, like at 5 or something, and then by 11 she read most of what she can get her hands on. And she said, this stuff isn't anywhere. She said, I like to make my paragraphs longer than what you have in your book, the way you've written it. But the problem is, your book is a cross between a textbook of information that's all new. Nobody has it. So when people read it, they have to digest it. But yet you speak as you are a simple person. And I said, yeah. And that's all I said. Yeah. I don't know what else to do, but that's what I'm doing. And she said, what's really interesting, you know, and that was it. Talking with everything was okay, but she did make the paragraphs a little bit longer, but
yeah,
she, you know, she doesn't understand. Most people can't read like her.
mm.
And I'm a simpleton, more or less. I'm not a simpleton, but I'm a simple person.
I think some editors feel they haven't done their job unless they make some tweak. So that's why.
Yeah, she is a nice lady. She said,
Yeah.
she said, this is really interesting stuff. Like, she read the first book and she said, damn, this is scary. This is weird crap. I've never seen this before, but it makes sense. You know, that makes her feel uncomfortable.
Because it's so different. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like my old friend Nick. He was really religious and everything, and when he started listening to me, he said he started realizing I started making some sense. And he said, Jay, if this is all true, then everything we've been told is a lie. And I said, yes, purposefully. So then he decided to eventually just deny that, which is fine. I'm not here to make anyone do anything. I'm here to offer a good plate of food for the soul, for the spirit, for the mind, the heart. And then, you know, because we were together a bit, and back then I had zero money. He would buy me meals so I could eat. That and the Costco free, whatchamacallits. I go around giving away, you know,
Samples.
insight for the samples. Yeah. And then some of the people I'd be sampling some good food. They'd take a whole sandwich, they'd wrap it in a paper towel and give it to me. And then every penny I had, I put into my animals. And then I told the original first being male and female, you want me to do your job? Well, you're going to have to keep me alive because every penny I get is going into the animals, because otherwise they'd let all the animals suffer to hurt me more. But anyway, things started happening he couldn't, you know, that he couldn't deny. I kept doing stuff and cranking people up. It got all over the internet. Like, I first would tell people stuff and it turned out to be true. And then I said I could go into people and crank them up and change them and wake them up. And I did. And they said, damn. Then that guy, what's his face? Can't remember his name. But he said that, you know, I was full of crap and everything else. There's no way. And then a little over a year later, he's saying, okay, so we can crank people up, but he still sucks, you know. And I'm like, whatever. And then Lily said, that's enough of him. That's when Big Lily was out. And I looked at her and I'm like, oh, she's serious. And she said, she sent 2 imps to him. And then literally that night, they made him blow his brains out.
Jason Womble.
Yeah. Wasn't me. I went in him one time to fix him. I couldn't. That he was screwed up like that. I'll take care of him when I get home. I'll fix him. I can fix stuff, and that's you know, that's why I fix cars. How come he makes so much money? He's never going crazy. You know, the guy works hard as hell. What are you talking about? But he's quick. He's accurate. You know, they said, you giving him the easy work. And they said, really? Do you think Jay gets the easy work? Here's 5 of his orders, work orders for today. Pick one. Just look at him, check him out, and take one for yourself. That was Brent. Brent Epps. His father owned a auto parts store. Has a lot of money under the table there. Them and Bell Laboratories. Anyway, so he got the work order, and he took the work order he wanted, and I was just walking up to it's a sliding window from the inner office to the shop. And Brent had it like this, and he goes, ha, 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 and he goes, you know, like slipping away like a thief in the night or something. And I'm like, what? So then Brent, William, the owner, William said, Jay, Brent just came up here crying, saying I give you the easy stuff. And I said, really? And he said, yeah. So I gave him one of your 5 work orders, but don't help him today. I helped everybody all the time. I'd look at it, tell them what's wrong with it, and they go fix it, hook up their computers and scan it and say, wow, you're right. I'm like, okay. Make $2,400 a week as a mechanic way back then. Big money. That's a long time ago. And was that 1990s. So anyway, he said, Jay, he right away, first thing he said is, Jay, man, let me borrow your, no, first thing he said, Jay, help me with this thing. I said, yeah, I'll get there sooner or later. And I'd wait till the end of the day. It was a simple repair. He drove it in. I knew what was wrong. So then I went ahead and told him, get there again. I'll be in a little bit. Don't worry about it. I got to take care of me too. I'm not here to make your paycheck, even though I always did. And then he said, well, look, if you're not going to come help me, then damn it, give me your computer scanner so that I can figure it out for myself. And I said, I bought this scanner from your dad, from your daddy. I suggest you call him up. I didn't buy it for you. I bought it for me. When I help you, it's out of my kindness. I started getting pissed. So I waited until the very end of the day. He was still working on that one car. I'd have days, I'd have 2 or 3 cars working at the same time. I might fix 6 or 9 cars a day, and some of them for hundreds of dollars on my money. All the hardest stuff I got it because I could fix it. There were no kickbacks, no nothing. So anyway, it was near the end of the day. Some of the guys started going home. I said, Brent, I said, loosen up the 3 bolts. It was a GMC throttle body 350. I said, loosen up the 3 bolts on the throttle body, the fuel injection throttle body. Get a wooden hammer handle and tap it. I said, loosen up the 3 bolts, each of them half to a full turn, half a turn would be best. And then tap it with the wood end of the hammer, a small hammer.
Yeah.
And then take the bolts out and then take the throttle body gasket out. And you're probably going to be able to slip a whole nother new one in there without having to do any cleaning because of the material the gaskets were made out of. They could slip in and out. And he was mad. I said, your throttle position sensor it's got a code for a TPS. It doesn't. And he goes, yeah, it says 34 or whatever. And I'm like, well, and I told him. So he put a new one in there and he drove it out before everyone finished leaving to go home. And he said, you should have helped me a long time ago. I said, you should get your head out of your ass. You should say thank you when I help you, not tell me how much, not give me your demands about how much I owe you, because I don't owe you a damn thing. And he never cried about it again. He not to William. But anyway, I'd crank people up and then they'd realize it. And then there comes a point you can't tell people anything else. So many, especially those of you that have been with me for a while, you're realizing for yourselves, because you're now so strong, what's really going on. You can see. Those of us on this planet cannot really articulate metaphysical abilities in the same way, process, method, style, whatever, that other ETs can do it. But they've been taught since they're about 8 years old the truth of metaphysical, or probably 3 years old, The earthen bodies are very unique. And they've had great promise, but like I said, 6 years from now, we're all back home and staying there.
Good.
People can come out here and see stuff, and the water will be water for a while, yada yada. And right now they say, "Oh my God, no! Everything's changed. Everyone's going to die." No, actually, everyone's going to come alive.
Yes. Yeah.
You're being reborn. You are ascending.
It's like looking through a telescope from the wrong ends. People have got the wrong idea.
A very good analogy. And it seems so far away from reality because it is. When you look at life here, it is like seeing the wrong end of the telescope. Wow. Okay, I'm going.
Okay, thanks again.
Yeah. Always, man. I'm always doing everything I can, but it's
I know.
like, I have my limits like everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
No, I'm no better than nothing else, and I don't want to be. I can't understand how people even want that. It makes no sense.
Mm.
It's like trying to see how hard you can slap yourself in the face without turning your cheek. I mean, why?
Yeah.
Honestly, call me stupid. I don't care. It's has no function, no purpose.
Mm.
All right, man. I'll be out of here soon. I still probably have 2-3 more days, but I'm just stopping.
Mm.
I'm just literally stopping. Then I'm free. And people start to, right away, they're going to freak out, but then they're going to figure out about a month and a half later, they're like, have you noticed that all this crazy stuff happening, things are actually better?
Yeah.
Is that possible? Am I nuts?
People adapt. That's what people do. The brain adapts. It's just what it does. Yeah.
And it was all done to people on purpose.
Mm.
And the original first being, I'm not cussing them out. They're sick, and you know why. It's just happenstance how it all started, but not anymore. Time to fix this, and we'll all go forward through eternity as ourselves. Beautiful, powerful, intelligent, incredible spirit energy, sentient energy. We're forever. And anything comes up, any problem from somewhere else, we have something to count on. This nasty ass dragon, lion, panther, tiger, unicorn combination. Something I did create years ago, and don't be surprised if you see them. I didn't know what to call it. Lily told me call it a Unigon.
Unigon. Okay.
Unigon. It's a dragon, but it's got a unicorn horn on it, and it's more like a rhinoceros type horn.
Okay, long.
It's a little bit long, but it's thick, stubby. Unicorn horns are actually energy emitters that come out of the skull. People will see.
So this is an energy being, or you mean an energy being?
It's a combination dragon and unicorn.
Yeah. So it has a blend of their characteristics as well.
Yes.
Okay.
It's more passive, like a dragon is, than the unicorn, which is so aggressive. But when it's time to get going, it's more powerful than either of them.
Does it look like it has wings?
Oh, it's a dragon.
Yeah, with a.
It's a dragon, but it's got the horn on it.
Okay.
But if you look at the dragon itself, it's like the scales aren't as robust. They're not. It's smoother. You'll see, but it's a dragon. But when you see that short, thick horn on it, you'll understand.
Cool. Thank you.
All right, man. We'll see you again later, okay?
Cheers. Bye now.
Goodbye.